Welcome to video number 6, dividing rational numbers. So we're going to do a little bit of review. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to review dividing fractions and decimals. So here we have 12 divided by 2/3. Now, you probably remember in 6th grade you may have learned a song or some sort of like cute thing to help you remember. It may be keep it, change it, flip it. It may be something else. But we take the first number and we write it down. Because it's a whole number, we have to change it into a fraction. Remember, any whole number can be written over the number 1 and it doesn't change it. Then we take our dividing sign and we have to change it into multiplication. And then we're going to change or flip the last number, which is the reciprocal. And then we just multiply. So 12 times 3 is 36. 1 times 2 is 2. And then we simplify. 2 goes into 36 18 times. Right? Reviewing dividing decimals. Remember, when you have a decimal out here, we've got to take care of it. We don't divide by partial numbers. We have to divide by whole numbers. So we move our decimal, and however many times we move it out here with our divisor, we have to move it in here with our dividend. Okay? And then it just goes straight up. Move it in the beginning so you just don't forget. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Subtract. Bring down your 5. 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Remember that we are not going to leave it with a remainder the majority of the time. We want to take it out till we either hit a terminating decimal or a repeating decimal. So we're going to have to add our 0 and bring it down. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. And as soon as we get the 0, we know we're done. So you probably remember that addition and subtraction are inverse operations, just like multiplication and division are inverse operations. This is always important to remember as we move forward through the year. We've got 2 examples here of how those inverse operations work with fact families. Now, you've learned about fact families with addition and subtraction in previous years, and we're going to talk about fact families with multiplication and division. So example 1, 6 times 2 is 12, just like 2 times 6 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And 12 divided by 6 is 2. Remember, we can also write division problems as fractions. So if you look, the only things that we see are the numbers 6, 2, and 12. Those are the only numbers. That's what makes a fact family. There's 2 that have multiplication and 2 that have division. Example 2, negative 5 times 4 equals negative 20, and 4 times negative 5 is also negative 20. We can then change that into a division and say that negative 20 divided by negative 5 is 4, and negative 20 divided by 4 equals negative 5. Remember, division can be written in fraction form also. So don't forget your fact families. These are important, and you're going to now practice one. Okay? So number 1, I want you to create the fact family for this problem. Okay? you're given this one. There are 3 more that you have to write. Number 2, 3, and 4. Using what you know about fact families, you are going to find what number goes in each of these spots that will make these problems true. So 8 times what number will give you 48 or negative 48. So use your fact families to help answer these problems. These will be checked during warm-ups tomorrow, so make sure you do these. If you need to, pause the video to make sure you get them down. You probably remember that we used a car to help demonstrate some subtraction on a number line. This time we're going to use a person, and we're going to be talking about dividing integers on a number line. So there's 2 main steps that you need to remember, okay? The first step is the first number is the destination. So in this problem, 18 divided by negative 6, 18 is my destination. We always start at 0. If 18 is my destination, we typically always look to our destination. So we're going to be looking towards 18. The second number is the size of the steps, okay? How big my steps need to be, and whether you walk forwards or backwards, okay? So I'm always going to be going to 18 because that's my first number. I'm going to be taking steps that are size 6, and I'm walking backwards because it's a negative. All right, so I start here. I have to turn around so I can walk backwards, right? And I'm going to be walking backwards in steps of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've just taken another step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many steps did I take? I took 1, 2, 3 steps, and I'm facing the negative direction. Remember, the negative direction is to the left. So my answer is negative 3. This time we've got 2 that we're going to be doing for practice. So first things first, you always start at 0 facing your destination. My destination is negative 18. And I'm dividing by 3. So I'm taking steps of 3, and this is a positive 3. So I'm facing my destination. I walk forwards. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Now let's see how many steps that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. And I'm facing the negative direction. So my answer is negative 6. So now I'm going to do the next problem. I'm going to use a different color. This time, again, my destination is negative 18, and I'm moving in steps of 6, and I'm walking backwards. So I'm going to walk backwards in steps of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was 1, 2, 3 steps, and I'm facing the positive direction. So my answer is positive 3.